Take a real good listen to Miss B-Town. She'll give you the real deal while showing you love. She will sit from heaven above, so check it out. Miss B-Town is in the house. All the news that you can use and more. So check it out. Miss B-Town is in the house. Everything you want and more. Keep growing, keep showing. Those who are lost and have gone astray, keep blessing with life lessons. Show them the way, so check it out. Miss B-Town is in the house. Give you all the news that you can use and more. So check it out. Miss B-Town is in the house. Give you everything you want and more.
Good morning to everyone. Can y'all hear me? D Cobb, can you hear me? Grab the link and come on up. Um, Good morning, TT. Oh yeah, y'all can hear me. Okay, here she comes. Come on, Teresa. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, D Cobb?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Come on, Teresa. Who else? Here I go.
Let's see.
All right. All right. Teresa and who else?
Who
Crystal
else?
King.
Crystal, not me.
Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find Crystal. Hold on.
Teresa.
Okay. Then maybe she'll come here shortly. Here's Teresa. Good morning, Teresa. How you doing, Teresa?
How you doing, DeCop?
Good morning. How you doing?
Okay.
Good morning to everyone in the chat. Welcome to our ovarian cancer support group. And when I say support group, it's not just everybody that has ovarian cancer. It's some people who have taken care of people who's had ovarian cancer and just cancer in general. But we were I was inspired on last Friday to start this group because of B, who was Decop's wife that she took care of with ovarian cancer until she passed away. So, and I thought that we should do this in memory of her. This is something that I think that should stand, should always stick as long as we do this. B is always our catalyst for this. Okay. Little did we know that when we started last Friday, what a blessing we were going to be to other women, such as Teresa, Crystal King, and it was one more that was sharing their story. Because who was it? Their name was Juanita.
Yvonne Bristol.
You on mute, baby.
Who?
We can't hear you, Deca.
Why not?
Okay, it was me. It was Teresa on mute. I was on mute.
Oh yeah, it was Yvonne.
Can y'all hear Deca?
Can y'all hear me?
You gotta hear me
You
now?
should be.
Wait a minute, baby. Wait.
Can y'all hear me? Oh, Crystal says she want to
Okay.
remain in the chat.
I don't know what
Okay.
it is. Let me
You
turn my
can't hear
volume
me.
up.
You can't hear me. B Town.
Wait,
Hey,
somebody was trying to call me.
oh, can you?
No, it wasn't.
Hey,
So
Willie, the artist.
we'll go ahead and get started. Hey, NYW, welcome in, baby. There's Crystal. You want to go,
She
Crystal?
she said she want to stay in the chat.
There
B
go Willie
Town,
the
can you hear?
artist. Hey, Willie. Good. He can hear everybody. All right, good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. These are the things that we want to discuss today while we are here. Let me bring them up and I'll show them to you.
That's B Town. You got feedback. I think that's you. Yeah, that's you.
And just in case you can't, I don't know how many of you can or can't see it, but the first one
Hey,
is
Fergus.
meet others that are going through the same challenges that you're experiencing. Number two, to explore the feelings about your situation. Number three, to discuss problems and stress arising from the illness and for treatment. And last but not least, to let you know that you are not alone. Okay? Because we don't want anyone to have to go through this in silence. So, Decop has a short story that she's going to read today. And we will take it from there. The floor is yours, Decop. I will mute my mic.
Okay. The title of this story is called Life, a Rushing River. Life is like a rushing river. You can't stop it. It will return to where it comes from, the beautiful ocean. Looking around, you will find a beautiful world that God created. We're also God's creation, wonderfully made. I thank God for choosing me to be his child. July 2005. I had just recovered somewhat from losing my sister to lung cancer 5 months before. I was diagnosed with, let's see. Oh, I was diagnosed with stage 4C ovarian cancer. For 3 years, I had endured pain, spotting, and incognito. Finally, we found the culprit. August 2005, I had successfully, I had success. Well, I think she's Korean. She didn't write this correct. I had successfully surgery and didn't experience pain. I didn't even take any pain relievers. However, I did feel weak and funny inside my tummy. This feeling shocked me. I knew God was watching over me as I endured 6 rounds of chemotherapy. My hope was that God would cure me. My spirit was high. I was not scared. The next 3 months were very sweet. I went back to many of my old activities, and I could wait. I think she meant and I couldn't wait for my hair to grow back. I even joined a fitness center. I was just so happy to feel normal again. March 2006, my CA 125 inched up from 37 to 70 and finally to 800. It was hard waiting. Something had to happen. I was totally occupied and depressed by this. The elevated CA 125 and the waiting day and night, my mind was not clear, and I was filled with despair, self-pity, and worry. Let me do this. Let me get rid of it. Okay. I tried an antidepressant, but it made me feel worse, so I stopped taking it. This was a drowning time for me, but God's love and words got hold of me. It was an awakening time. I tried not to let my mind wander toward fear for too long. I made up my mind with God's help that I would be happy and enjoy my life again. This particular scripture ministered my spirit. Come near to God, and he will come near to you. James 4th chapter and 8th verse. Do not be anxious about anything. By prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God, and peace, which transcends all understanding, with guard will guard your heart and minds in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4th chapter 6 through the 7th, 2007 through the 2008. I found God faithful and merciful to me while I was on Doxel. I think this is Topo. Teresa, I don't know if you might can help me pronounce this. Is this Topotan, something like that?
I'm not sure.
And Avastin, huh?
Okay, it's supposed to be
Sure.
Avastin and Doxil.
Okay, yeah, Doxil and Avastin, but there's another one. It's Topotecan. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know
pronounce
about that one.
Okay.
Is it carboplatin?
Time cell. No, not turboplatin.
Okay.
I know that this is another one, I guess. Okay. Time sailed right by. Okay. January 2009. It is the beginning of a new year. Looking back on the past 3.5 years, I find that I have never been as challenged before. Facing an unknown future, waiting for lab results, the disappointments of failed treatments, the side effects of chemotherapy. These are so hard to handle sometimes. When the load gets too heavy, I go to the Baylor Ovarian Support Group. I thank God for all the ladies there. I admire their strength and courage. They inspire me so much. So many people are suffering from all kinds of situations, but one day my suffering will end. When that day comes, I know my Lord will take me to my eternal, beautiful home. My family will be okay. We will meet again. This was written by Judy Pan. That's it, B-Town.
Okay. Great story. Okay, I think we pretty much everybody pretty knows each other in here now, right? Let's just meet the okay, and we want to talk about some of the challenges that you're going through. That's why I was hoping Crystal was gonna come up because we're gonna have to turn to Teresa for. Okay, Teresa, could you tell us some of the challenges that you are experiencing?
Just right now, when I do my full dose of chemo, which is Doxil and Avastin, the next day I have to go. The next day I have to go get a shot, which is called Udenica. that helps with my white blood count because before Thanksgiving, when I got the full treatment, they scheduled me on the 29th instead of the 24th, and therefore I couldn't get the next dose of Doxil. So that was okay. That was okay. But once I get this shot, well, let me stop. During that time, when I went to go back to get my Doxil, my white blood count was at 900, which it should be at like 15,000, something like that, 1,500. So
Wow.
So this time I was able to get the chemo last week, and I have to go back and get the Udenica shot, so that helps with the white blood count, keeps it up. And when I get the shot, I'll start having cramps in my back, and sometimes some of the side effects it could cause a heart attack. So I just kind of like monitor it because when I got that shot Tuesday, I got home just in time. I started cramping real bad. So I laid down and just put a heat pad on it. So like I said, one of the side effects it could this shot could you could have a heart attack behind it. So I just kind of monitor it, make sure it's not going up to my chest. But if it does, I have to call my doctor and let them know, and then I have to rush myself to emergency. So that's about all. And that shot pretty much had me in bed all this week. Well, last week rather. So that's the
Oh,
only
wow.
thing. That's the only thing I'm having with it.
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
Hear that. Okay, Krista, from the chat, could you tell us, because I think this is your second go around with it, some of the feelings that you're having about your situation, and I will give her a second to type that in the chat, or anyone else that wants to come up and talk can quickly grab the link and come up and discuss. Because, like I said, there's people that are here because they took care of somebody that passed away with cancer. Yeah, I see my TC in the building. Hey, TC. Okay. I don't know. Krista may not be feeling well, so I'm going to pressure her with that. Oh, wait. Hold on. There she is.
Good morning, lady.
There you are. How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm a little slow today, not feeling so well today. But
Sorry.
I wanted to make sure that, I gave support and I let you guys know and the chat know how important it is to have support.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Can you just briefly tell us, because this is your second go around, right?
Yes, it is. I had breast cancer about 5 years ago, stage 2 triple negative,
Mm.
with a with a with a lumpectomy, and this particular time around is stage 4 ovarian, and I had chemo a couple of days ago, and it does make you very tired. Uh, right now, what I'm basically experiencing is like my stomach is like really flipping, and you know you're eating, but you have to make sure that you stay hydrated, and uh, certain medicines give you certain pains in certain areas, and maintain if possible, low stress level.
Right.
And there's a very high stress level around me at this particular time, and it's not making things easier for me. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm experiencing neuropathy, and that is when you get the numbness and the like the piercing pains in your feet, your hands, fingers, and things like that. It's very numb. You tend to drop things. You want to pick up things, you want to write, you want to type, you want to do these things, and I try to do a lot of talk to text and things like that, but that makes things difficult. Um, but for the most part, I'm doing okay. They're they would like to know why there's so much protein in my urine, and there's a medicine that they want to give me, but the medicine makes my nose bleed very, very heavy, and I'm afraid of it. And they're saying that if we add this medicine to your regimen, it would help you so much better. And I said, yeah, I would like, I would like for I would like to have that help, but sometimes the side effects are worse than what you're actually treating it for in my mind. But I'm just pulling with myself right now with that medicine that they want to give me, and the neuropathy, and trying to maneuver myself around and do things what I need to do, But I experience I know that I'm not alone, but sometimes you just feel a little lonely, and
Right.
sometimes you can feel alone and you're not lonely.
Right.
It's according to what side of the coin it flips on that day. But
Right.
right now I'm just battling with the side effects of this medicine that they want me to take. Those nosebleeds are really, really heavy.
Wow. Okay, I have questions to both of you ladies. Um, the stress that is arising now at this point, would you say it's more from the illness or the treatment?
I'm sorry, you said the stress?
Uh-huh. Because like, okay, the actual illness may not be bringing you as many problems as the actual medication. Because sometimes medications, it may be better for the actual illness, but then it has its other side to where it may make you feel worse, maybe down or depressed, don't want to be bothered. Are y'all going through any of that? Or if y'all are, do you
Some
think it's from the actual illness or from the treatment of the illness?
Well, I'm not going through any of that. When I was on that I was on carboplatin
platinum.
chemo, just Teresa, and I it gave me neuropathy real bad. So I told my doctor. So she switched me from that chemo to another chemo.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that chemo wasn't working. So that's when she put me on Doxil and Avastin. Now Avastin that somewhat causes a nosebleed, but I really haven't had a nosebleed with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and with my
Crystal,
stress
how
level,
often are you having those?
well, I have it every other week.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because
Okay. All
next
right.
week, next on the 19th, I go back and I just do my Avastin, which that's just 30 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. And how often are you having nosebleeds,
Oh,
Crystal?
Pardon me, are you speaking with me?
Yes, sweetie.
Uh,
How often are you having nosebleeds?
when I started having my nosebleeds, it was I had them like 4 days in a row,
Mm, mm,
and
mm.
I went to sleep and I woke up and I thought my nose was running. So, I just pat my nose and keep going. And then the next thing you know, it's like, wait a minute, what? And it's startling, to catch that if you think your nose is bleeding. So in the month, I would say 1 month, it was like a full week that really gave me a lot of problems, but it wasn't every day. But the intensity of the nosebleed, the weakness that it brings behind it, and
Oh,
it startles you. It's like when it first happens, it's like, oh my God, is this it? You know, it's
Like, oh my God, it's a sit,
like, is this it? Is this, you
it's
know,
just
I think I'm having a problem with my sound.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So
It's going in and out a little bit, but it's all right.
it's just, it's hard to explain. It doesn't happen every day, but when it happens, it's very heavy.
Wow. Well, once a week is a lot.
Um,
So yeah.
yeah, once a week is a lot. And, um, 4 times in 1 week. And they were under an hour. The nosebleeds were under an hour, but
Uh,
I have
It's
to
a
get
whole
blood
hour.
transfusions.
You had to get blood transfusions from a nosebleed.
I have to get blood transfusions. Um, Not just because of a nosebleed, but in addition
Oh,
to a
okay.
lot of things that are going on.
Right.
Um,
Okay. Understand.
my my blood goes low, and sometimes when I'm getting my chemo, they'll say, "Well, we're going, once we do the chemo, we're going to send over, and we need to give you a transfusion while you're doing this." They're monitoring things as you're doing it. You have a lot of pre meds before you actually take the chemo. So they give you medicine to prepare you for the medicine that you're about to take. And that takes hours.
Okay. Okay. Now, decop, is any of this stuff for me? If you can remember that, it's been what, 3 years now. Did B go through any of this with the numbness of her feet, legs, nosebleed?
Uh, she didn't have any nosebleed, but she had to have blood transfusions also. Um, and let's see, she had the neuropathy. Let me see what else she had. She had to switch up her chemos because they didn't work. I mean, and that's normal where they'll stop working. You find one that'll work. A pair that'll work for a while, and then it stop working. And they'll have to find another chemo that'll work. It may work for a while, and then it'll stop working, and they just have to keep searching for different chemos that work for you. Um, she never did have nosebleed though. Um, that's the only thing she didn't have. Now she never did get sick with her chemo. She Only thing she was exhausted when she finished her chemo. So when we came home, she would sleep the rest of the day.
That's how
We
my
would go in the morning. Yeah, we would go in the morning about 6 or 7, and when we made it home, it would take about 2 or 3 hours. We get home and she would sleep for the rest of the day. Um, and she did get. So I see somebody in chat had told her, I think it was Catherine, had told Crystal, see if they would give us some Zofran. Do you take anything for nausea, Crystal?
Do I take anything for nausea? I have
Yeah.
pills that I take. It's kind of hard for me to remember the names of
Hmm.
all the medicines. It's a lot to
Yeah.
remember, but
Okay.
there are pills that I take in order to keep my food down. But the actual nausea is just something that I just ride it out
Let's see.
and just continue to stay hydrated.
Yeah,
yeah.
this would be. They gave her Zofran also, but she never did get nauseated. But they would give her the medication. Like I said, I got it still in the medicine cabinet, just stocks and stocks of it. But she never did have to take it. But she just would go to sleep, and she would keep hydrated. She would drink a lot of water, and That's some buco tea. She would drink that. But other than that, she never did get sick. Probably because she was sleep. She would sleep it off, and by the next day she would be okay. MIW say it seems the road to recovery if after the medications and procedure. Uh, yeah, and you know what? Um, I read B's story. I think last, and usually I do read this. I read the symptoms and to ovarian cancer. I didn't this time. I forgot, but I read B's story, and one thing that she said when she had to go and take one of her tests, and me and her sister had went to look for some food, and they brought her back to the room, and that was her time to by herself, and it gave her that time to think about how lonely the road was, how lonely it was. Um,
Mm-mm.
it was, and I have never seen her cry, but I knew she cried that day just because of what she said.
Bless
And
her
that
heart.
was,
Take your time.
and B was not a weak person at all. And like I told y'all, she jumped from a burning plane, um, had been mugged, had been served to tours Kuwait, some other I can't think right now because I'm upset. But just that little time in that room by herself, she realized how lonely. And she wasn't by herself, and would have never been by herself because I was always there. But it was lonely. That was a lonely journey. It
Probably
was lonely.
because probably because she was the one actually going through it. She had the love and the comfort around her, but it was, I guess, her body maybe was
Yeah,
the actual one going through. That's why she felt lonely.
yeah, yeah. Because regardless of how I was there all the time, every moment, rubbing her stomach when her stomach was um, inflated with the fluid or whatever was wrong with her. It was still her body that was in pain, that was not her being not being herself, her thinking how she used to be. She played every instrument there was. She 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 did two tours in uh, what was it? I just said I forgot. I can't. I'm upset. I
Iraq,
can't.
Baghdad, was it Iraq, Baghdad?
Um, and she did two tours in Iraq, and she did another one I can't think of. And she did two branches. She did Air Force 22 years, 20 years in Air Force and two in the Army. She did some everything. I tell you, her obituary was completely full, both sides.
She
And
lived
then
a life.
for this woman to say how lonely she felt. I know she cried. She didn't cry when they told her she had ovarian cancer. She didn't
Okay.
cry when they told her that she had 6 to 9 months to live. She did not cry, but she
Wow.
cried in that room when she was by herself and she realized how lonely that road would be.
Wow. NYW says, I think of my aunt who died of cancer, the times of isolation, and what we didn't realize at that time. Exactly, NYW. I think that was a situation with my sister. Because her desire, she just did not want to die alone. And I remember the night before she died, I stayed up all night long with her. Because she just did not want to be by herself when she died.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Catherine,
that's why B didn't go to a hospital or to hospice. Um, she died at home right here.
right. That's how we did my sister. Catherine Powell, she says Zofran is dissolving. It dissolves under your tongue. Fresh ginger is great for nausea and calm the stomach. Tea help. She says the tea also helps her stomach. I hope
I
this.
wanted
Catherine, would you like to join us?
I
Hey,
wanted to
Jane.
interject when they were talking about the nausea. The thing that helps me right away for my nausea when I say I ride it out is peppermint.
Yeah.
That's what mainly works for me.
Okay.
I use the Altoids, and then they have the Altoids Arctic, which is like um a smaller a smaller size. You have the red and the white tin, and then you have a smaller tin that's blue and silver. I've tried the ginger. That didn't that didn't work so well. Um, the acid reflux is what I take the Nexium for, and a lot of times, like when I'm speaking, or you know, you'll think that you're going to swallow, but you don't swallow. It goes the other way. And if you're laying down or whatever, you have to be very careful. You may think you may have to burp or something like that. And, something like that, you can choke on that faster than actually um, getting sick, physically sick, sitting up and actually, you know, getting sick. So, yeah, what works for me quickly is the peppermint. Um, I keep Pepto Bismol. I believe they tried different medicines with me for the nausea, but the one that's my main go-to is the peppermint.
Okay. So peppermint stuff also one of the stomach. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Hey,
B
T. Welcome for
used the peppermint too.
Okay.
thank you
And
for
with my
joining.
nausea, and with my nausea, my doctor they did prescribe me with some meds. My nurse navigator, she told me, she said, anytime you feel like you want to, you know, vomit, or if you feel nausea any kind of way, she said, go ahead and take the medicine because I have to take it like every 6 hours. So when my mouth get watery with a funny taste, then I'll take the med. I'll take the med, and it
Okay.
helps.
B Town drop your link.
Okay. So with the peppermint, and so far we know that the peppermint works and the ginger works. Right.
hmm
Yeah.
Good morning, Miss B Town. Good morning to the panelists. Miss Crystal, how are you?
Hello,
Hey,
no.
hi, Cop. How you doing? Hey, Teresa, and to
How
the
are
All
chat.
right.
Thanks for
And
joining
I
us.
just, well, I'm just joining for 2 seconds because I just want to say, number one, Miss B Town, this is awesome. I'm so glad that D Cop, you're not going anywhere, D Cop. This support group is absolutely imperative, and it is so important. I had two cousins here in Philadelphia who transitioned to the ancestors. However, there were so many things that you all mentioned in your chat in your live that talked about what types of, when you go to the gynecologist, what types of tests to ask for specifically, because if you don't ask, they won't automatically, give it to you. So all of those things were awesome. And I put that, actually, I put a newsletter together for my block captains and for, my folks that are in and around my area, basically to say, look, starting out new 2022, these are some of the things. If you don't know, if you already know, then that's great. Continue doing it. But if you didn't know, please do this. I also want to just say that there is such a thing as a website, and I put it in there. It's called www.healthcare.gov, healthcare.gov. If folks don't have, and they're looking for low cost insurance, and maybe no cost, depending on your situation, you have to go in and put in your information. Please take a look at that and make sure you go in, because it's the deadline date is tomorrow, January 15th.
Okay, repeat it again so we make sure everybody got it.
Okay, I didn't hear you.
Somebody got feedback.
I think it's Catherine. Catherine, you got some noise in your background, baby.
Ooh,
okay. There we go.
Okay, so the website is www.healthcare.gov, healthcare.gov, and the deadline date is tomorrow. And I was just thinking, a lot of times we don't necessarily have the insurance, the education, so that this right here is so important. The support groups, and this is another thing that I did. I Googled ovarian support groups, and when you Google ovarian support groups in like Philadelphia or in Tallahassee, Florida, in Texas, in California, in North Carolina, they give you a whole list of the various support groups that are in and around your area. So just the support group here and other support groups, they may even help with resources as well. So just wanted to say that, and thank you. I'm going to be listening, going back down in the chat, because I want to hear more, and I appreciate the testimonies from everyone, because we're all learning. Okay, so thank you so much.
Thank you, sweetie.
All right, Miss Crystal.
All right, babe.
Thank you, TC. Okay, and if y'all didn't get that, it was www.healthcare. What should say? Healthcare.com. But this video will be up in.
Did you say .gov?
.gov. I'm sorry, .gov.
Okay, well, just making sure.
Hi, Catherine. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so we hear your story, please.
My story is I've had quite a few family members who have had cancer.
But hold on one second. Hold on. You have some noise in your background. I don't know if it's your TV.
No, hold on. It's my fan. Hold on. Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, the fan. Okay, I've had quite a few family members that have had cancer, and my aunt had breast cancer survivor. My son's aunt had breast cancer. She's an 18-year breast cancer survivor. She had to have a lumpectomy, and that of which after she had it, she now wears the special bra that they make. She wears that every day. She actually works at the hospital as the food supervisor over there. And my experience has been that I had to, at a very young age, had to have a colposcopy where they thought that I had cervical cancer when I was about 17 years old. So that's been my experience. And my mom had to have a hysterectomy because my mom had fibroids that they started out smaller than the dime, and the hospital, you know, let them grow to about the size of a grapefruit. So those have been my experiences with cancer.
Oh wow. So you're on the end that I'm on and Beacop is on as being someone that has taken care of somebody with cancer. And
Yes,
no, okay. And people don't realize that it also affects the person that's the caregiver more than you could imagine. It's a walk without a wish on anyone at all.
it is because my son's, watching my son's aunt, when she had breast cancer, she has 4 kids, and she was fairly young when she had to explain to them that she had to have her I guess she wanted to explain to them, let me say that she had to have her breasts totally removed. First they started out with they were going to remove the cancer, and then eventually they came back and said we have to actually remove the breast. And watching her go through it at such a young, she was like in her early 30s, I think, because she's like in her 50s now. So watching her go through it was just like the way she handled it. She handled it with such finesse and grace, because and she is pastor's wife, but still, she still handled it with finesse and grace. She took it as if God lets me live, great. But if he doesn't let me live, then I'll accept what he has. And here we are 18 years later, and every time they have that breast cancer awareness comes around, she's out there marching and all that stuff. So yeah, it's really hard to watch somebody that you really love have to go through those chemo, because she started out with the radiation treatments, and she came back one day and I was in the hospital with her, and the doctor told her that it was taking too hard of a toll on her body, that he was going to switch her from radiation to chemotherapy. And it was very devastating. I'm sure Decop for more can testify to the fact that it's very hard to watch somebody who you love go from being a strong, healthy person who gets up every day, who has a daily routine, who does stuff, to somebody that now has to be subjected to these treatments, these they life get. And my stepfather had cancer as well. Um and it's very hard to watch somebody go through those treatments. And then, like with my stepfather, who didn't get a chance to go through the treatment because he had colon cancer for like 2 years, so by the time they got to him, he had to have some of his colon removed. It's just hard, it's just hard to watch that. I mean, it becomes very hard.
Yeah, because it was that way myself also taking care of my sister, and her radiation actually burned her skin.
Mm-hmm.
It actually burned her skin and it hurt. She went through a lot. She went through a lot, but she endured it though. But it's a lot to watch in life.
That radiation is no joke. I had
It's not.
to I had 21 rounds on my left side, and
Mm.
at first when you start it, it doesn't, it just looks like a light that's being directed where they're saying that the cancer is, or I had my radiation treatment and surgery, so the area that the cancer was. And then after a while, you start to feel it. It starts to sting a little bit. Then you see it where the skin starts to get dark. And
Hold
actually,
on 1 second, Crystal. Catherine, you got some background noise. Do you have YouTube? Do you have your YouTube window open and StreamYard also?
I don't think so, but I'll mute my mic so that there's no background noise.
Okay, thank you, dog.
All right.
yeah,
Okay, Chris.
it starts to sting a little. then you start to see some discoloration. And then, the next thing you know, it's like if you was to burn yourself, it might turn a little red or a little purple or something.
Right.
Then after a while, my entire breast turned black. It
That's
turned
how she.
it turned black to the point where the skin was actually cracking, and it cracked down to the white meat.
Yep, and started peeling off and stuff. Yep.
Yes, it did. As if you was to burn a hot. I'm not trying to be graphic, but I want you guys to understand that this is one of the reasons why it feels so lonely when you're going through what you're going. Well, when I went through what I went through, sometimes it it looked like if you were to burn a hot dog on a barbecue grill, and
Exactly.
if the skin was to crack, you would see pink under, but the outside layer would be done.
Exactly what it looked like. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. And
I
it's just like being burnt, like if somebody was to take and throw something. Aquaphor was what I used. They recommended Aquaphor, and never experienced anything like that before in my life. I've been burnt before, but I've never experienced anything like that in my life. But actually, all the color came back. Everything went back to the original color. But even the areola, you know,
Mhm.
even that went completely pink. No,
Mhm.
completely pink.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Now, what are some of the things? Because even with any kind of illness, at certain times you'll get to a dark space in life. What do you do, or what during that time? What do you find that makes you happy? That can pull you out of that gray or dark area, I should say.
I think about things that make me laugh.
Okay.
Some of the silliest things I've ever done, some of the silliest things I've ever said. I think about, you know, I don't all my I come from a big family, and we used to sit around and watch TV on those big floor model TVs, and all just the different things that take me back to a gentler, calmer time, when it wasn't so hectic,
Right.
and it just calms me. I'm also into aromatherapy. I
Good.
love uh the Bath and Body Works and the Victoria's Secret is my favorites, but I like the oils and the things like that, and when I get a good when you get a good aroma, something lavender or vanilla or something like that. Um I also have a family, a praying family, a faith-based family, and uh I have a friend of 29 years who is my caregiver, and they can tell if I'm saying I'm okay and I'm not okay. But
Right.
I fight. I have to fight,
That's right.
because that dark place can really, really suck you up, and I can
Yes.
be looking right at you, and I could be handing you a glass of water, but inside, you know, that's
Mhm.
not how I feel. And sometimes you get to the point where it's like, okay, I don't want to show too much emotion, but that pain just shot me right in my back. I
Mm.
don't want to bust out crying, but I got this pain going straight through my stomach. You don't want to be every 5 minutes, ooh, ow, oh, ow, oh. But sometimes every 5 minutes, that's how it feels. So I don't know. For me, I had to get honest about trying to make everybody else okay when I wasn't okay.
Right.
And I felt bad about not being okay because I would rather make you okay, if that makes any sense.
It does. It does. You're not a selfish. It does. Okay, Teresa.
Okay, what was that question again?
When you get into that dark space or gray space, what do you do? to bring yourself out? What makes you happy? What can bring you out of that?
Okay, what I do when I feel myself going into that, most of the time I'll turn on the beef sector and I just get my life out of that.
Girl, yeah.
But you know what? And it keeps my mind, it keeps my mind off a lot of stuff
It does. I
of
can
what I'm
agree.
going through. Yeah. And
I
then too, and then too my faith in God. My faith in
Right.
God. 'Cause, like I'm having a little pain now, but I'm really not acknowledging it.
Okay.
And
Push it on.
it's in it's on the side where my kidney is. It's just a little bit. It's not as bad, but I try not to acknowledge it that much.
Okay.
Like I said, I have to take the power from that cancer.
Right. Right.
So basically, that's all I do.
Well, I promise you, the beef sector will get you out of that funk every time.
Okay. Okay.
Right. Okay, D-Cop and myself and Catherine, we're on the other end of the thing. Okay. So, D-Cop, for you, what do you do when you find yourself in that funk? What brings you out? What do you do to bring yourself out? Is she froze? I think she's froze.
Yeah.
No, no, I was muted.
Okay.
Okay. Can you
Oh,
hear me now?
yeah, we can
No.
hear you.
Um, no, I think about all the good times that we've had, the times that we spent um, after her diagnosis when she got the fluid removed from her stomach, um, and we got her favorite vehicle. We bought her favorite vehicle, which was the Jaguar. We got money out the
Hmm.
bank, hit the road, went just went one direction wherever it took us. Uh, she took me to this shack to live in this shack for a week, um, and we just had a great time. Um, just had a great time, and we left when we was able to, after we came back, and even though she got sick afterward, you know, years later, we was able to laugh about it. So yeah, yeah, and even now, I can laugh about it. I think about it. Think about the things that we did, the places we've gone, um, eating rattlesnake chili. You know, something.
What?
Yeah,
It's like chili. What does it
yeah,
taste like?
Rattlesnake
See,
killer.
that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. You draw from that kind of stuff, and you just start laughing
yeah,
before you know it. You know.
Oh my
I know.
yeah.
I can't believe D-Cop ate it.
God.
Huh?
Ew.
She had me doing some stuff that I really never would have done. Like she's from San Antonio, so we went to San Marcos. I think it was in San Marcos. They have these uh, cabins. They're little cabins, but on the outside, the little buildings, the little is the shacks. They're leaning like this. I mean, I'm actually leaning. The roof is like this.
Yeah.
So she rented it. She didn't tell me this. So I'm thinking we going to a hotel. We drive up and this place is like you drive this long road and we go and she said, "Oh yeah, that's where we're gonna stay for the whole week." And I look at us like, "No, we're not." And she said, "Oh yeah, that's where we're going." And we pulled up to the gate and she get out and open it. We pull up and my eyes are like this the whole time. She really kidding. I'm saying to myself, I'm not standing there. And she was looking at me. She's like, "You don't want to stay?" And I was like, I said, "Hell no." So she was like, "Oh, you'll like it, you'll like it." And she know I'm mad. So we go and I'm sitting in the car and I'm saying, I'm not getting out. I'm gonna stay in the car. And she was like, "Oh, come on, you'll like it." And so after I'm really mad. And she unlocked the door, and it's like this little bit of sliding lock on the outside of the door. So I'm like really scared. I got my guns, We go
Huh?
in, and it is beautiful inside. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was beautiful inside. It's just the outside that the building is leaning. So it's stuff like that. She did stuff like that. She found stuff like that. So I think about stuff like that, and makes me smile. So we did a lot of that before she passed away. So that
Okay.
makes me smile. Yeah. So
We good to you. Okay. Okay, Catherine, what do you do to get yourself out of?
Well, I like to read my Bible. I like to do cross, the word searches.
Yeah, word search puzzle.
Yeah, I used to like to go to church before the coronavirus, but
Right.
now I'm just like, I feel as though now that it's just it's not that I don't have faith in God, because I do. It's just that I feel as though it's a lot of germs. So now I would just rather rather watch service online, because I know at home there's nobody but me here, so there's no germ. I mean, I'm not being exposed to other people's germs. So
Right.
besides that, I watched the beef sector. I was watching Jay Wilson cracking up last night. But and that's where I met all of you, Miss B Town, Hester, D Coppola, and don't forget Stump Down.
Hmm.
So yeah, so yeah, that's what I like to do. And I like to cook and clean for myself, because I'm one of them people that believe that. I know a lot of times when people are single, they be like, well, it's only me to cook for. Well, the issue is, if I don't cook for myself, I'm going to be resolved to eating fast food, which doesn't help the situation. So because I used to be a cook, I will cook myself. Like yesterday, I made myself some tacos. So I will cook for myself. That's a must.
Okay. Okay. For myself, it's pretty much I read the Bible and I just have to cry myself through it. Um, especially it's usually around. I really get really down around her birthday and the day of her death. That's pretty much how I get out. Now, after I met Slappy, I just pick up the phone and call Slappy, and she usually can bring me out of it. 'Cause she always has something funny to say. So that's pretty much how I deal with it. Anybody have anything else they want to add? Or anybody in the chat have anything they want to add or say or ask? Now, support group can always go with this format. Um, because I don't want you leaving down. My goal is when you leave the group to leave feeling better.
Yes. Hmm.
Um, there will be games inserted. It won't always be on my channel either. It may sometime be on Depop channel, which we will let y'all know though, or it may be on Crystal's channel. Teresa doesn't have a channel yet. Do you have a channel, Catherine?
No.
Okay, so it will be on one of the three for right now. Um, let's go ahead and decide. Well, let's decide this. How often are y'all wanting to do the meeting?
We can do it every other week.
Every other week or okay, so bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me tell you, D-Cop is not a morning person. We may want to move the time. 11:15 is like to her, it's like 7:30 for the rest of us. Okay.
That's fine with me.
I know, right? I didn't. Me too. I didn't want to put no joke there though. I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, I'm not really a morning person either.
Right, because you got to get up and see how you feel, and
yeah, because
I don't have time for that.
that's 10 o'clock. That's 10 o'clock for me,
Oh, that's
and
right.
I
It's
know
10 o'clock for her.
yeah, because I normally stay up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
or all night. Don't play. You know we be up all night sometimes. It be like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
um, what's a good time then?
So I would say,
I'm home all day. So.
yeah,
I would love for it to be after 12.
I was
yeah,
thinking anytime after
yeah, that's a good time for me.
so if it's 12 Eastern Standard Time, that still would be 11 for decop. So we're gonna say 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
That
So that at
sounds
least
good.
be
12,
noon for decop. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm writing this down, y'all. All right. And the next meeting will be on whose channel? Crystal
I don't
or
I have a channel, but the channel that I have, I don't drop links and like you're doing right now, I don't do that on my channel. It's just a channel where I hit the live button and I just talk. So um
Well,
it would be
fine.
more interactive if it would be on a channel where they do drop links.
okay. All right. So decop, sweetie, that leaves
Okay.
you.
It's fine. It's okay.
Okay.
It's fine.
But I
Okay.
would
2 weeks from today.
if I could
Hmm.
possibly reserve maybe a time where you guys could come over and I could do it, I guess, the way in my fashion. Maybe you guys could be in a chat and then we could speak that way. But I would not say that I
Sure.
would never do it on my channel, but I'm just saying I just don't drop the links and things like that, and I never know how I'm going to feel or what's going to come up, and I would hate to have a time and everything set and something comes up and I feel horrible because I wouldn't be able to, you know, facilitate that meeting and everybody is looking forward to it.
That's your platform, sweetie. You run your platform the way you want to. So if that's the way you want to do it, then we have to roll with it. We'll just have to talk from the chat. That'll work. That'll be
Hmm.
fine. Just whenever you feel like you can do it, just let us know.
But yeah, it'll be the same. It'll be the same day of the week, same
Yeah.
time.
So we'll say, okay, so still on Friday, just it'll be at 1 o'clock Eastern time, Eastern Standard Time, and that's 12 Central. Is that Central you on D Scott?
Yeah.
At 12 Eastern. I mean, Central Time. Okay, so and hey, Miss Marilyn, how you doing? Welcome in. Um, but like I said, they won't always be like this. I want to leave you on an up note. Um, play a game or something because I know for a fact there's been times that I didn't feel like going live or so forth, so on, and I went live, and after I went live, I felt better when I actually got off the live. So things like that, when you're feeling bad, sometimes it's just you need just somebody to talk to, somebody to make you laugh, especially if you're home alone during the day, stuff like that. Um, so we're gonna incorporate some fun into this, and if we can, I'm looking for speakers who is actually, can tell us more, and or maybe somebody in the actual medical field that can tell us more in depth about ovarian cancer. And I may go ahead and incorporate breast cancer into because I've learned that your chances, if you have one, your chances is greater at having the other. I did read that. So I may incorporate that into it at some point. Forever Lisa says, sounds good. Good ladies, I'll be sharing you out. I make an announcement in my lives. Thank you, darling. I appreciate that. And I do make flyers. Um, when it comes up to like the week, so not next week, but week after next. there will be a flyer I put on my wall, and I will tag y'all in it. Or if you give me your email or something like that, I can give it to you to put on your wall. Like you see, it was on mine and Decop and Slappy. I know the three of us had it up. Um, thank you, Sheila. Thanks for coming, sweetie. You have a blessed day too. And what else was I getting ready to say? Well, something I was getting ready to say right quick, and that threw me off. I forgot what I was gonna say right quick. And if y'all happen to be on the computer and you're looking up ovarian cancer, anything that y'all want to talk about or y'all find that's interesting or maybe helpful, please bring it. Bring it. We'll talk about it, discuss it. You know, nobody's idea gets shot down. Nobody. We listen to everyone. Okay? Yes, and I would like to thank the green sector for all of us that's in here supporting one another. I think that this was a very good movement to start supporting one another like this. And I ask that you keep Shelly in your prayers while she's going through, she lost a close family member and she's going through that. So keep her in your prayers. Thanks, Nappy Child. You're getting ready for work. Have a good day. All right, guys. I'm going to let each one of you do your closeout statement and we'll be out of here. I don't want to keep you long. I tried to keep it at an hour. But we'll start. We'll start with roommate Decop next to me last. We'll start with Teresa.
Okay. I'm praying for each and every last one of us. And like when I was told that I had ovarian cancer, I started to go in a deep dark place. But I had friends to tell me that when they say you have cancer, that does not mean death all the time. So, just take it easy and just live life to the fullest. And be blessed.
Drew.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Crystal.
Thank you so much, ladies. And I know there are gentlemen that are supporting uh, this support group as well. I can't say that I don't feel happier and more in tune with you ladies after the support group because this is something that I never thought that anyone would take the time to talk about because it wasn't popular or it wasn't, what was popping at the time but it's something that really needs to be talked about and I feel that this is necessary. And as women, if we're getting older and our bodies are changing. And once we have this open dialogue and conversation, we can go through, the dips, the ups and the downs, but there's always a bright side. The bright side is that where there's breath, there's hope. And I'm breathing today. So I have hope. And what I want to do is I would like to give hope when I speak, not necessarily how bad things can be, but how good it feels to have someone love you, or like when Decop is talking and she's remembering, her late wife. I could tell how much she loved her. I could tell, I can feel it,
Yeah.
in her voice when it changes, when she clears her throat, when she talks about different things that they've done. It's a beautiful thing to have someone love you that way, although you're going through what you're going through. So yes, there are some upsides to this, but special people are chosen for this journey and special people are chosen to help us. Thank you.
Thank you, darling. Okay, Catherine.
Okay, first of all, thanks, Miss B. Hester, for having me, and also I just like to say I'm praying for each and every one of you, and keep your hand in God's hands. And that's it. Mhm.
Thank you so much. Okay, D Cop.
Um, I just want to say, don't think, let's see, I think B was 57 when she was diagnosed. There was usually the ladies was in their 50s, but there was a little girl that was 9 years old that was diagnosed with ovarian cancer.
Mm,
Uh, first time I ever heard of that. So um, get checked. That's all I can really want to say. Take care of yourself.
okay. I want to thank all the ladies that are on the platform and everybody that came by today to help support the people on the platform to get them through these tough times. And remember, you are never alone. It may seem like you are, but you're never alone. We are here for you. And remember that B is the catalyst to this particular ovarian support group. And we ask that you continue to, you, just to keep supporting us, even if you don't say anything when you come in, just if you're here to listen to the ladies. Or if you have some encouraging words, please offer them. Okay? All right, let's see. Okay. Forever Lisa says, I definitely want to interview you ladies as a group on my channel. Who should I contact? Which group, I mean, which ones you want to interview, Lisa? The two that's going through, or were you talking about the whole panel? Thank you. Have a good day, NYW. Thanks for coming, sweetie.
Talk to you later, NYW. Uh, she, she said it's a group.
As a group.
Uh,
Okay, that's fine.
you can contact
Oh, I
me,
do.
Lisa.
Okay. Okay.
You can contact me. I can get in contact with him,
Yeah.
Lisa.
Just top no. Decop or myself, either one, and we'll let everybody else know. Okay. Does
All
anybody
right.
want does anybody want to leave us with a little small prayer? Crystal.
Sure, I'll pray.
Huh?
Sure, I'll pray.
All right.
Okay.
Father God, in Jesus' name, I thank you for this. I thank you for that. I thank you for the other. I thank you for life, health, and strength. I thank you for all that you've done and for all that you're going to do. God, I thank you for Miss B Town Hester for the idea that she had to bring the ladies together to further educate them about ovarian cancer and to be a support. God, I ask now as we depart from this group that you will go with each and every one of us, open up doors and make ways out of no way, close doors that are not good for us, and cut us off from people that mean us no good. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. Wonderful
Yeah.
prayer. Good prayer.
Amen.
All right, ladies. Well, we will adjourn this meeting and we will meet again on I don't have a calendar right in front of me. I don't know what that date is. Hold on. Because I want to go ahead and give you the date. It would be y'all, I'm trying to do it in my head now. Is that the 28th? G-Cop, would that be the 28th for you?
I don't know. I don't. I, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a calendar to know where we're at.
Right. So actually, it
Huh?
will be the 21st. So
Oh,
it'll be the 21st
okay.
at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Time
Okay.
next.
The 21st is next Friday, right? This coming Friday, right?
Oh no, we'll go to the next. I'm glad you caught me. Okay. Okay, I was right this time. The 21st. Okay.
So
Let me say
next
that.
next
It
Friday,
should be
what?
the 28th.
The 28th.
Okay.
Okay, that'll be 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time and 12 o'clock Central Time. And look for the flyers. I'll make a flyer and put it out. Right,
And
Teresa. The
I
28th.
like to say, Lord's will, we leave room for it may be a margin where things may need to change for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like to set things in stone. Hypothetically, we're
Right,
doing the best that we can to,
right,
have it to be at that date, but sometimes things happen unforeseen.
right. And you're right, because sometimes you have to move the goalpost. This is so true. This is true. Well, okay, ladies, we are going to adjourn. I pray that everyone has a blessed day and a blessed 2 weeks until we meet again. And I enjoyed this, and I think this is a great idea. It really is. All right, ladies, y'all be blessed. Have a good day, and tell somebody about the support group.
Yep. Love, peace, and chicken
And I will
grease.
talk
Right here.
exactly. And
Mhm.
I will talk to you ladies later.
All right.
All right.
Goodbye.